We're out of stock in Maca for the last 2 months because the stuff is coming in and it's not passing.
Wow.
We just got in on Friday a C of A. It didn't match the spec sheet. Everything as far as heavy metals and microbial was above their spec sheet. So we asked for, for confirmation from the manufacturer in China. They sent another C of A from them. It didn't match the C of A that the vendor here gave us. So we have 2 C of A's with the same lot number on both of them, and they don't match each other.
Welcome to Price Plow.
Yeah, you tell him, Mark. What's up, Price Plow Nation? This is Mike Roberto, founder of Price Plow. What you just saw was an interview. This is a 2-year story in the making, and we're finally happy to deliver it. You saw me interviewing Mark Glazier, founder and CEO of NutraBio, at the 2018 Mr. Olympia. They were doing a launch party for their EAA energy supplement, and Mark went on a rant. We'll link on YouTube. We'll link back to the entire video. But Mark went on a rant. He was telling his age, but he wasn't feeling his age. And then I got him going. And he started talking about the fact that he couldn't get a solid maca supplement out to his consumers and wanted to apologize. But basically said nothing was passing the test. The ingredient suppliers were coming out with nothing but like garbage and bad excuses and COAs that weren't matching up and just things that just disqualified them, and he wasn't able to get any of those products out to the market for quite a while. Well, then what's interesting is in 2019, right after that, Nutrition 21. And before we go any further, we are going to be talking about NutraBio's Maca here. And we are sponsored by NutraBio. We have an affiliate relationship and a Price Plow coupon code, so understand that. But this is more of actually a Nutrition 21 Lepidamax review and discussion, because that's all it's in this product. It's true deal Nutrition 21 Lepidamax. So in 2019, I was talking to Todd Spear over at Nutrition 21, and they're talking about the problems that the maca market has. And I linked them over to the NutraBio video, and I'm like, yeah, we've heard about this. Let's get something good out on the market. And they told me that they had a trusted form of maca coming from Peru, the mountains of Peru. That's where this stuff grows best, and that's part of the story. And it's called Lepidamax. And they sent me this. They sent me 3 bottles, which I tore through. And I have some raw powder still. Real deal maca extract from Peru, where it's supposed to be from and where it grows best. And then things kind of went quiet. And maybe I should have pushed further. Maybe I should have nudged NutraBio in this direction. I figured these two companies know each other. Nutrition 21 sells nitrosogene, the popular nitric oxide supplement, and that's in NutraBio's pre-workout. Anyway, finally in 2020, we learn, after a ton of launches in 2019 where they put out some new single ingredient formulas like ashwagandha, KSM66, alpha GPC, NutraBio is finally coming out and fixing their maca, and they are using real deal Lepidamax maca from Nutrition 21. So we have 2 blog posts related here. In 2019, we did write about a sponsored post from Nutrition 21 about Lepidamax, and they actually came out with some funded research here. And typically, this is an herb that's most often used for fertility. So some of this video might be a little bit not safe for work as of right now. Not a lot of people are at work anyway. But we're going to talk about fertility. We're going to talk about libido, and we're going to talk about some of the other research that Nutrition 21 is putting in there, because they're kind of going after the performance and possibly like the endurance angle with things. But my personal experience here, libido. Wow. Okay, folks, there's the not safe for work part. Folks, right now it is August 7th of 2020. We're in quarantine. I'm going to be blunt, really blunt here. If you're single and you're stuck alone with this whole quarantine going on right now, and hopefully you're watching this in the future and don't have to worry about this, if you're single and stuck home alone right now, I do not recommend this product because the libido is out of control with it. And I've taken some maca before. I've had similar but not as crazy success. It's astounding. And there are studies backing that up, both on men. I think there's 2 studies in our blog post, and then on postmenopausal women seem to do really well with maca as well. The issue though, and there's also fertility benefits, there's potential cognitive benefits, and the mechanism of action that Nutrition 21 is proposing is that in general it's just going to help increase the mitochondrial efficiency, which just seems to improve all sorts of things downstream. And that's where they're coming out with some new endurance-based research, both in rats, and then they have some stuff for like hand grip strength improvements based upon, and it worked best in men. The performance stuff worked best in men, and that is coming out in the research over the last couple of years. So they're doing a lot of stuff in the performance area because Nutrition 21 does a lot in sports nutrition. But I'm telling you folks, Fertility and Libido, this stuff is unrivaled. I can't say it enough, and it just feels good. So that's the story. Now, what was the problem with Maca in general before Lepidamax came out? And the answer is this, and I don't want to get too political or anything, but there are some plants that just grow better in certain conditions. And with Maca, this is a really hardy type of root plant that needs brutal conditions, not brutal, but very uncomfortable, stiff conditions. And in the Andes Mountains, it grows like 10 to 13,000 feet into the elevation, and it needs a cold, nasty, windy climate. A climate that's just like no one wants to deal with typically. But the Peruvians long figured out that in the Andes Mountains, some really good stuff was growing out there. And they are actually using it for the black maca version, which I believe is in this blend here. They were actually using it for cognitive improvements in children. So that's one thing that we have rat studies on and mice studies and anecdotal evidence from the past, but we don't have evidence in terms of human clinical research that, you know, like the new scientific method style. But we do have some rat research for that. Anyway, that's what they used it for, and the farmers would go up that high and they would plant it and grow it and harvest it because they liked it that much. And after feeling the effects, I agree, it's worth the trouble. The issue is that Peru has their seeds on lockdown. This is a very, very intense intellectual property type of thing. It grows best in Peru, and they don't want anyone taking their seeds and messing with it and growing it in other climates. And it just happens that it has been, there's articles out there, and we linked to them in our Lepidamax article. There have been other maca extracts out there, or maca root extracts that have been grown from literally pirated seeds that got away from the Peruvian government. And those extracts simply, they don't grow as well in Asia. They don't grow as well here. If it's like 0 feet above sea level, it's not gonna grow as well there. This is like a mountain thing and harsh environments of Peru. And the roots grow thick and dank and dense. And what you get with that is some thick, dank, dense maca root. And it seems to work better. So, Mark Glazier was having all sorts of problems, and a lot of people were having a lot of problems, and then there's all this other maca extracts out there that just, it's okay. But you have to wonder, like, is anyone really lab testing their stuff outside of NutraBio? Because there's a lot of maca out there that just, I don't know. We don't have a whole lot of good, there was never a trusted supply. Nutrition 21 finally took care of that, and they're bringing it with this Lepidamax. They're taking the sports nutrition angle, but honestly, Fertility and Libido, it's out of control. There's also a study showing with women that it actually reduces anxiety a little bit too. And I kind of laugh, and I think of the NutraBio blog post, we'll link to it. I kind of make light of that because for men, I'm not gonna say it relaxes you at all. It gets you going, if you know what I'm saying. And I don't really stand by that study. Maybe for women, there's a little bit of anti-anxiety, antidepressive possibly type of effects, but this maca here, this is the real deal. So NutraBio's maca, what you have is 525 milligrams. It's called Lepidamax gelatinized maca, 120 V caps. Now on the bottle, they say only take 1 capsule daily. 4 caps daily, twice in the morning, twice in the evening. I don't care, with or without food, whatever works best with your belly. Here, I don't think they say it as needed, but if you take 4 a day, you're gonna get a month's supply. And once you're at that dose, you're at 2.1 grams, and that is around closer to what Nutrition 21 was recommending when they sent me their bottles of the stuff here. So I have some of this raw stuff, but it is, you know, it does have its own flavor to it. It's gonna kind of work against some of the supplements you put it in there, and this is not really for resale. But capsules, 2 a day, twice a day, 2 capsules. 4 capsules a day gets you a month's supply. I'm telling you, bros, you're gonna feel good. You don't want to be a load on the quarantine with this because it gets you going. So I'm very, very, very excited. It's been a 2-year story watching Mark Glazier, and you just gotta, right now we're seeing Mark Glazier do so many amazing things during this crisis. That's a whole nother story, but this guy's for real. He's like, if it's bullshit, you're not gonna get it from me. You're not putting it in. I can't say how much I respect him because he basically gave away business to other companies doing the wrong thing until he figured out how to do the right thing and to find a product that actually tests it out. Maca, all ingredients, all supplements, even if it's a trusted one like from a third party, NutraBio is still going to give the third-party lab test results. So they're not just taking anyone's word for it, they are still putting out the lab tests. Now maca, there is kind of a prop blend in the way that maca is extracted by Nutrition 21. There's like 12 different species of maca, and I think it's like the black, the brown, and the red are the main ones, and this is a blend of those main ones. The black one has a lot of research on it, and I know that the black maca is in here, but that's the part we don't know, and I haven't really seen the third-party lab test to see how NutraBio is really testing it, but I ran a bottle of Lepidamax right before the NutraBio thing happened, so it's just good timing. And then I got this, and it's been continuing, and it's just still the real deal. So I might need to wean off a little bit because we're having a little bit too much craziness over here at the Roberto household. But overall, guys, I gotta say, if you are looking to conceive and things aren't working, I'm not a doctor. Work with your doctor, obviously. But before doing anything extraordinary, I do recommend putting together a little fertility stack. And one of the top things here is NutraBio Maca powered by Lepidamax. We have an article, we'll link to it on the blog. Basically, the long story short is the stack in general is going to be, and I'm kind of like done talking about the maca, but the stack in general is going to be the maca. So NutraBio Maca, I'd say 4 capsules a day. I use Cage Muscle Ferrodrox. That's 2 more capsules a day, and that's going to get your Silogite. You're going to get KSM ashwagandha, you get a couple of other things, and then D-aspartic acid, which was touted 10 years ago as a testosterone booster. Well, it does do that for 2 weeks, and then things go back to baseline. What it really is, D-aspartic acid, 3.1 grams per day, what that really is a sex supplement, and it does all sorts of great things for like basically everything, like the sperm levels, the mobility, like all that stuff, quantity. And so you're gonna have, so I think that's a trifecta of 3 supplements that bring you about like 7 ingredients or so. And in general, that's my advice. Now, we've seen testosterone levels dropping. We've seen fertility rates dropping in Western societies, especially white men, especially over the past 50 years. A lot of people heard me drumming on this like a broken record. I believe it's our diets. And I believe it's the processed food, most specifically the processed fats from seed oils, vegetable oils. In my opinion, they are highly, highly inflammatory, and I think we will eventually find out that they are what's really crushing our fertility rates. And if you want to feel better and get the inflammation down and get your body working better, I highly suggest getting away from all the soybean oil, corn oil, canola oil, sunflower oil, safflower oil, which sucks because it's everywhere. It's in all processed foods, and you basically can't eat at restaurants without running into it. But that is my advice on fertility, and then train hard and go get them. And with that stack, I think you're gonna feel really, really good. But in general, it is driven by the NutraBio Maca, finally back on the market after 2 years of struggles. And NutraBio's customers now have a trusted, third-party, lab-tested place to go to get the NutraBio, and it's all thanks to Nutrition 21 doing some research on Lepidamax. Check out the 2 blog posts in the description in our YouTube description, and if you're on Instagram, pricelaw.com/NutraBio is where we have a whole series of news articles. You'll be able to find us talking about maca, and we also have pricelaw.com/Nutrition21, no space there, Nutrition21, and that's where we have links to all those articles on basically anything that's talking about a Nutrition 21 ingredient as well, which is a lot of stuff because they got that nitrosogene. That's about it for now. So you know, pricelaw.com/NutraBio is where you can sign up for these alerts, and Nutrition 21. Nutrition 21's also got some really good cognitive stuff coming in the new level gaming ingredients. So tons of stuff. Stay tuned to Ben and I talking about this. But maca, this is my baby because we've been watching this story happen for 2 years, and I am happy to say it is concluded. Thanks for watching, folks. Have fun with this one.
Welcome to Price Plow.